Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I want to share this with you guys. Something I'll be testing out a little later on the next couple months, probably November. It will be float trip time for me and my buddy Wash. We are going, we're not going to go that far. It's going to be a multi-day trip, but we're really going to only have to travel for the day going in and the day going out. It's not a couple miles. It's not going to be nothing crazy. But this was something that I made just in case we did float like we used to. We used to float Big Cedar Creek a lot, but Wash has done the Oostanala and the Coosa, and we've done the Nantahala before, and we just don't as much anymore. We have other obligations, but we still try to get out anyway. So this was something that I wanted to make where I could put it either around my neck or under, kind of around my head and under my arm, like on my side, like a purse kind of. But I could put this on and then put my life jacket over the top of it, or I could put this on and then put like a SPF hoodie over the top of it and then my life jacket. But this would just be something small and light. Dang, I got the belches going on. Just ate a bunch of Baltong, but it would be small and I could have it against my person, just in case something were to happen and we were to ditch the canoe and lose our stuff, which we might. You never know. You really don't ever know. But chances of us losing everything is ridiculously slim. So the idea would be I would have this, stuff that's in my pockets, whatever else that I may get, and then what's on my person, a long sleeve shirt or a jacket or whatever, as well as this is a rebar and a micro stream flashlight. And in this situation, a pronghorn, LT Wright pronghorn. So I would have a few tools in addition to the items that are in this bag. Most of the places that we go, there may be a few spots where you're a fair ways away from people, but you're not that far away from roads. Most anywhere we go, you're within a mile or two of a road or somebody's pasture. Down this way there's a lot of turf farms where they do sod, and they're huge expanses, especially next to the river, because they irrigate like that. And there's, you know, there's life around rivers. The rivers go through lots of towns, and there's normally people around. But this would be something that if I had to spend the night, it may not make it too horrible. So I would try to self-rescue pretty much immediately. So I would just try humping it out until I could get someplace and have cell phone service or call or find somewhere to hitch a ride to somewhere or use someone's phone. This is a little, like a $3 floating wallet that I got from the Walmart. And it says it should hold 5 keys and several cards and still float. So what I did is I just made it had like a little key ring. I put an S-bender on there because those are handy. And then I've got about, I don't know, there may be 6 or 7 feet of just the mantle of paracord. On this outside area here, I have a piece of that wood. Then on another S-bender. Sorry, it still had the, I thought I had took it off. I did not. But on here it has a small flashlight, a ferro rod toggle with a ceramic scraper on a little tiny folding knife. But this would totally cut string and whatever else you may want to cut with that. You could make a feather stick with it, or process smaller stuff down. You couldn't, make a big, you could make a pile of shavings with it, I guess. It'd take you a long time, but you could still do it. It's just a cutting tool, just in case I didn't have my other cutting tools. Again, that just stays in this front pocket here. And then on the inside, I have a Mylar blanket. A small fire kit, so it's got some Procantech fire plugs in there, a ferro rod, and 2 glow sticks. Chicken! It's being mean to me. We have a small button compass. A little, what's it called? What I'm talking about? Bobbin with 15-pound test braided fishing line on there. I don't know, maybe 25 feet of 90-pound micro cord. Just in case I need some string. And a Wazoo hardware tube. So that's got 2 safety pins, a sewing needle, 3 weights, and 3 hooks in it. And that would be used in combination with my string there, in case I needed to catch me a fish. Or, in a situation with most of my things, if I just want to try to catch a fish and use it as if it needed to be used in one of these scenarios. You can carry this stuff a long time and never really be put in a situation where you absolutely had to use it, but it's fun to practice. So, but this would be definitely enough, and a combination of items that could help you out of a bad situation. Again, the chances of losing every freaking thing that you had would be super duper slim. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I watched, we were floating the Manistee in Michigan one time, and it wasn't, man, I don't know, it wasn't half a mile down the river, and there was a strainer in this curve, and it flipped my wife over, flipped a couple more people over. Well, she got just past it on a real steep bank on the opposite side. Her kayak was sunk, the paddle was gone, her flip-flops was gone, her cell phone was gone. So I ended up having, and I still have it right here, my magic string. This was my magic string. And I took in, went over there and got her back. We put her in my kayak, and we got her back to a sandbar on the other side, and then her cousin Jimmy brought the kayak back over here, and he helped me flip it over. And as we were getting everything set, this big old school aluminum canoe come around the curve and hit the tree and just sunk the front of it like immediately. And it turned belly up underneath the tree, and I was just at the root ball on the opposite bank. And I went down the tree and I took and tied my magic string to one of the cross members at the front of that canoe, and the guy was hanging on to the tree and hanging on to the canoe. He was like, I can't lose it, like this is all my stuff. And I'm guessing he was just living along the river. I guess it was him and his wife, or girlfriend. And he let it go, and I had tied it to the tree, and it went downstream and turned around. And Jimmy was able to get a piece of string on it, and we took it over to the sandbar. And when we flipped it upside down, the only thing that had fell out of it was his sleeping bags. That was it. It's pretty cool how everything stayed in that canoe. I don't know if it was just from the way he had it packed, or maybe the pressure. You know, pretty neat though. Like we figured it was empty, but when we flipped it over, pretty neat. So, depending on the scenario, you could lose everything or you might not lose anything. This would just be something that hopefully, being under clothing, could benefit me in one way or another. But anywho, this is my miniature float kit. Thanks for watching, y'all. Later.